Hey you guys, so I just really wanted to quickly make a video to ask you what little things in your life bring you joy or bring you peace. I was thinking about it the other day. Well, actually, I think about it often. I actually very much often can be a person that can find the hope or the peace in the very smallest of things. But one of the first things that I really always go back to, as far as like a happy or joyful or peaceful understanding for me, is rubber bands. And so I just want to use this video as an opportunity for you to really find that or think about what that is for yourself to help you work on finding the joy or finding the groundedness, the peace in the small things. And I'm also going to share like my story of why that is. For me, well, it is rubber bands, but it goes a little bit further than that. For me, rubber bands make me think about this postman from when I was 5 years old. He was my aunt's postman for most of my childhood. I mean, before I went to school is when I really saw him and knew him. And his name was Robert. And this is also why I actually like the name Robert. It always makes me think of him. And he would always just have this ball of rubber bands. And every time his truck would come out, I would run out to see him. And he would just, let me sit in his truck and give me rubber bands. Give me rubber bands and just talk to me while he was like filling up people's mailboxes and stuff like that. But yes, so like that is like one of my small pieces of joy that I find when I see rubber bands. I always think of him, and it actually really started heavily once I went to school because I wasn't seeing him anymore. I was in school, so I'd never see Robert unless it was on like a Saturday and I was at my aunt's house. But yeah, like that was pretty much the end. And so I started to find that happiness or find just the thought of that memory for the rest of my life in rubber bands. And actually, again, and the name and his name, and also whenever I go to the post office or deal with any postal service, even if it's not the USPS, I'm always feel really patient. I really tend not to get angry about that type of stuff, even if there's like a long line or anything like that. And the reason is that it really is that one person, who he was to me, even from about the age of like 2 to 5, who he was at that time to me gives me so much patience and peace and happiness just for, the individuals filling this role. But also just the little thing, just that little thing, rubber bands. So there have been times where I've gone through some very, very difficult periods in my life, and I actually had like a rubber band on my wrist, and it was for that understanding. It was something that made me think about a very positive understanding for me or who that person was. And yeah, I mean, he's probably retired now, but if you're out there watching this video, Robert, thank you for your service. But yes, so that is just one way for me that I find peace and joy and just groundedness and something small. And this is a moment to invite you to ask yourself what that is for you or what it could be for you if you don't have that. Because maybe memories or things that you've experienced have been waiting to be that for you, and you haven't had that opportunity yet. So if that's the case, take this opportunity and ask yourself what that is, or if you feel like it, if you want to, feel free to share that understanding in the comments pertaining to what that is for you too. And just take a moment and have a moment of peace and happiness at that memory for yourself. But that's all I have for you guys. I hope it resonated with you. And if it doesn't, I hope you find what does.